Welcome to the Brad and Taylor Show. Today we have Barbara Chick.
You're listening to The Brad and Taylor Show, a podcast that inspires entrepreneurs to pursue their passions. We're sitting down with some of the best to learn how they got started and some lessons they learned along the way.
Hey, Barbara.
Hey, how are you?
We're good. How are you doing?
Great. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. Well, let's get this started. Tell us a little bit about you. What do you do?
I am a licensed realtor in Southeast Michigan. I am also a wife to my husband, Brian. We just celebrated 25 years of marriage.
Nice.
And I'm a mom to 4 kids.
Awesome. So how'd you get started in real estate?
Well, I always have been doing some form of marketing. I received my bachelor's in business in marketing. And every kind of step of the way, I've always done some type of marketing. So I moved through, I worked in advertising, GMC national account back in the day. I didn't get a lot of internal satisfaction from that. So I decided to shift to nonprofit marketing and did fundraising and event planning, public relations. After a stint with that, I went back to the corporate world and worked for a small company that I was the one-person marketing department. So I did everything, the negotiating contracts and the creative and the writing copy, event planning, everything. And then when the kids were little, I stayed home with them, but I always continued to do volunteer work in marketing capacity. My husband and I even started our own publishing company for a while. And then I went back to the corporate world again, and I realized quickly that the lack of flexibility in the day was not working so well for that life-family balance that I needed with 4 children and just how I wanted to live my life. So I worked with a number of high-end builders, residential builders, as well as high-producing realtors. So I would market to them and talk to them and see them driving, Lamborghinis. And I thought, well, there's a lot of potential here. And even though driving a Lamborghini isn't my goal, knowing that potential was there and learning about the flexibility of that type of work, it really just was an easy shift into real estate. And I absolutely love it. And get such satisfaction with helping people and having the flexibility for my family.
That's awesome. So what? Tell us about what you're doing right now. Like, do you have a team of people or do you just by yourself? What you got going on?
No, I'm a solo agent. I have a great broker that I work with at Real Living Great Lakes. She's been a wonderful mentor to me. I have a number of awesome agents that are friends that, they're a phone call away for any kind of advice or anything like that. So, but no, everything is on my own right now. I really enjoy that. It's that entrepreneurship spirit that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
At some point in the future, I don't know if that will shift or not, but for right now, I really like having my own time to make my own decisions and work in that capacity.
Yeah. When you first started out in real estate, did you get any advice from anybody around you that maybe just stuck with you?
Well, specifically, I remember a couple that, I was concerned because there's so many realtors, right? Everybody knows a realtor. And that was kind of my hesitancy to join in because I felt like, well, everyone knows a realtor, but a friend of mine said there's enough business to go around, and there really is. And so I appreciated that advice just to go for it. And really not specifically to real estate or even to business, but the people I'm surrounded by are so authentic. A lot of my friends in this past decade have joined in that entrepreneur doing their own thing. And that's so motivating and inspiring to me to see everybody kind of taking life on their own terms and doing their thing, taking all the skills they've learned over their life and applying it on their own terms. And so that's been a huge motivating factor to me and inspiring to me to move forward and to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Over the last, how many years have you been in real estate? I'm sorry.
I've only been in about 3 years.
Okay. Well, that's plenty of time to see a bunch of homes.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Over the last 3 years, Barbara, what is the worst property or showing that you've been to?
There have been a few that I can think of. One in particular, since we just celebrated or had Halloween, was kind of a scary property. I was showing this wonderful family. They have 5 little kids under 10, all these properties, old farmhouses on acres with barns and out in remote areas. So we're driving way out to the country.
Yeah.
And this one was beautifully updated. This, Chip and Joanna Gaines would be so proud of all the updates in this house. And it was beautiful. But one of the bedrooms was decorated with horror movie paraphernalia. So there were little figurines and posters and of all these horror movies and weapons and all this stuff like all around this room that the kids didn't even want to go in that room. So it was a little creepy. So we then go out to the barn, and this is big, huge, beautiful barn. And it was unlocked with a latch. And so we go inside, and the door closes shut behind us. It's like on a hinge. And though it wasn't locked, there was no latch on the inside of the barn. So we couldn't get out. And all the other doors were padlocked shut. We were stuck in the barn. And all I could think about was the horror movie stuff in the bedroom, thinking, are we part of a new movie here? Because, this was just creepy. So anyway, we were not, thankfully, and we were able to finally find a door that was a sliding door that we were able to push out a bit, about 12 inches. And one of the 5 children was able to fit through that, go around, and let us escape from our demise.
Wow.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a creepy situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be caught in that one again. I'm sure you don't either. No way. Man. So did the house ever sell? Did you end up selling that one?
No, it wasn't my listing. It actually was for my buyer. So yeah,
they didn't buy it.
No, they didn't buy that one.
That's too funny.
I can't imagine why. Man, Chip and Joanna Gaines, it turns horror movie, right?
Yes, that's what it felt like. But thankfully, all was well. We made it out safely.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What kind of goals do you have in place to finish up this year and kind of moving on to the next year?
Yeah, so I just recently celebrated a milestone birthday, which always gets you kind of thinking about life, I guess. And so, I think for me, as far as my business goes, there's always goals to do better, streamline things and reach out more. One of the things that I want to do more of that I used to do was more volunteer work and just being out in the community, because I enjoy people so much. And, with our lockdowns and all of that, I really missed those opportunities to be out with people. So over the next year, I want to get back to that, meeting with people and helping out where I can in volunteer capacity and building my business. The other are personal goals, so like I said, the bucket list things that while I still have my grasp very carefully onto my youth, to do some of those fun things with my kids, adventure, travel type stuff, and get back into my running and health stuff. So, yeah.
For traveling as a family, where do you want to go?
I think on our top of our list is Colorado. I have teenagers, so they're more active and they want more adventure. So doing, either whitewater rapids and, rock climbing and hiking and that type of stuff, because they don't want to look at the museums quite yet.
Colorado would be fun. I haven't been, but I've heard a lot of good people or good places over there from people who live over there. So yeah, definitely adventurous.
Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if you could start over today with all the knowledge that you've learned over the years, what was one thing that you would do differently?
I firmly believe that all experiences lead you to the person who you are and where you are in life, so good or bad. So I feel like I really wouldn't change anything, because even the bad experiences, and probably more so the bad experiences, really were the things that pushed me to make changes, whether it was in my career, my personal life, or whatever. So having a bad experience, if you're tolerating an okay situation, then you tolerate it and you just sit there and you're not living your best life. So I feel like the good experiences help you to do better. The bad experiences help you to make those changes. And so, I would say I wish I would have gotten the real estate sooner, but at the same time, I wouldn't maybe be as motivated or more as eager, had I not had the other experiences to know what the alternative was to that, So yeah, I don't think I would do anything different.
Okay. Speaking of being in the real estate market, back when you first started in real estate, how did you get that first listing?
My first listing, I just reached out as soon as I heard
Okay.
about somebody moving to the area, like a friend of a friend type of situation.
Yeah.
I just kind of took the bull by the horns, went outside my comfort zone and reached out and just said, hey, I'm a local agent. I would love, to help you find your next home. And really that was it. And
Yeah.
I
That's
think
awesome.
most of my contacts are referrals. I get people that will refer me out, and I feel like that's the biggest compliment and the best way to get business.
Yeah, that's awesome. I know it can be nerve-wracking talking to other agents who are newer going into it and how to reach
Yeah.
out to those first clients, but you just got to, like you said, take the bull by the horns and just jump into it.
Exactly.
Got
Yeah.
to reach out.
You're like, I don't have a clue what they're gonna say,
Yeah.
but you know what?
What's the
All they
worst that
can
they're
say
going to say?
is
No?
Say no.
Yeah.
Exactly. And you have to have thick skin too to deal with, that type of response as well. But,
Mhm.
you just brush it off and move on, and
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Awesome. Well, before we go today, how can people get a hold of you?
Yeah, they can email me at barbara.chick@comcast.net is probably the easiest way. And, they can send me the information there. I believe you also put in the links for my website, which has,
Yep.
My cell phone and email address there. So any way like that would be great.
Awesome.
Sweet. I like it. Hey, thanks for coming on and sharing your story with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Are these working? Here we go.
Oh, there we go. I think that worked. Should we tell them?
Mine keeps falling. It doesn't like my voice.
What do we got to tell them?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. What do we got to point at? Hey, I think there's a subscription button. Like,
It might be there
might be right there too,
somewhere.
somewhere.
Find it. It's red.
Yeah, and it's
Red.
blue. It's green. I don't really know.
It's a color.
This mic isn't even attached. Did you plug these in? Well, I guess.
I wonder if they can hear us.
Yeah. I wonder if they hear us. Well, we should probably tell them if they can hear us. We should probably tell them also give us a 5-star review if they're listening on Apple. That'd be cool.
5
5-star
stars,
review.
guys.
Share it with everybody they can think of.
We won't take
But-
4 stars.
I mean, Taylor, I don't even think these are on. I mean,
No, I don't think this is working.
This is not working.